Just when it looked like FIFA had survived its worst week of officiating controversy, Spain versus Argentina happened, and the entire conversation reset itself from scratch. This wasn't a marginal offside or a soft handball call. This was a match where two separate refereeing decisions, both involving genuine physical contact, both photographed and replayed from a dozen angles within minutes, landed on opposite ends of the spectrum, and nobody watching could explain why. Let's walk through exactly what happened, because the sequence matters more than any single frame. Midway through the first half, Argentina broke down the right flank in a move that had been building for several passages of play. A driving run into the box, a heavy touch, and then contact, a trailing leg from a Spanish defender that sent the Argentina winger sprawling inside the area. Clear shirt contact, a visible tug on the arm, the kind of challenge that gets whistled as a penalty in probably 8 out of 10 officiating jurisdictions around the world. The referee waved it away without even a glance toward his earpiece. No review, no delay. Play simply continued as if nothing had happened. Fast forward to the second half and the exact inverse situation unfolds. Spain break forward, a cross comes in, and a marginal, almost identical level of contact occurs between an Argentina defender and a Spanish attacker inside the box. This time, the video assistant referee intervenes immediately, the on-field official jogs to the monitor, and after a lengthy review, the penalty is awarded. Spain converts. The match swings on that single moment. Two challenges, similar location, similar magnitude of contact, opposite outcomes, separated by less than 45 minutes of the same match, officiated by the same crew. That's the entire controversy in one sentence, and it's exactly the kind of side-by-side comparison that doesn't need much commentary to land hard with viewers. Argentina's manager didn't hold back afterward. He told reporters directly that his team had been denied an obvious penalty in the first half, only to watch the same officials punish a lesser version of the same contact against his side in the second. He went further, saying that if FIFA wants fans to trust this process, someone needs to explain in public why one incident got reviewed in seconds and the other never got a second look at all. His captain echoed the sentiment post-match, calling it the kind of inconsistency that makes players stop believing the system is designed to be fair in real time rather than just fair on paper. Now, in fairness, there is a version of an explanation here, even if it's not a satisfying one. The two incidents weren't perfectly identical. The first half contact happened slightly further from goal, and the review criteria FIFA has circulated this tournament technically gives referees more discretion on fouls that occurred just outside the more immediate scoring position. The second half contact happened closer to the 6-yard box, in a more clear-cut goal-scoring position, which under a strict reading of the guidelines makes it marginally more reviewable by default. It's a real distinction. It's also the kind of technical distinction that means almost nothing to a player who just watched his team denied a stonewall penalty while the opposition got theirs given moments later. And that's really the core problem FIFA is dealing with right now, bigger than any single match. The gap between what the rulebook technically allows and what fans, players, and managers actually perceive as fair has never felt wider than it does at this tournament. Every time a genuinely close call breaks in a way that can be explained on a technicality but not on instinct, it chips away a little more at an already fragile trust. And this tournament has had a lot of those moments now, stacked one on top of the other, until the pattern itself has become the story, regardless of whether any individual incident was actually mishandled. Here's a question worth sitting with, and I'd genuinely like to hear where you land on it in the comments. Is the actual problem the referees themselves making inconsistent judgment calls under enormous pressure? Or is the deeper issue the review criteria FIFA has written, which apparently allows two nearly identical fouls to be treated completely differently depending on a few meters of pitch position? Because those are two very different problems, with two very different fixes, and right now it feels like nobody in charge is willing to say clearly which one they think it is. It's also worth acknowledging what got lost in all of this. Both teams played genuinely committed, high-quality football. Argentina's pressing in the first half created 3 or 4 clear chances that had nothing to do with officiating at all. Spain's response after halftime, before the penalty ever entered the picture, was sharp and purposeful, the kind of adjustment